Yeah, baby. We're gargling.
Oh, yeah. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here. Right behind me is my $1,000 Facebook Marketplace boat, the ever so aptly named El Conca Dolce. It's a 1959 Alumacraft, meaning it's just about ready to collect Social Security if there's any left. But the motor on the back is a 30 horsepower Honda. Now, how did I get it for $1,000? Well, it hadn't ran in years, and when I got it home, that motor wasn't running right. I might know a little bit about motorcycles, although that is highly contested, but I definitely don't know anything about outboards, and that's where my first mate turned mechanic, Miss Chloe Cox, came in. The Fio to my Porco, Miss Chloe Cox over here is the whole reason that this boat actually runs now.
So are we gonna take it out or what?
I feel like it would be rude not to. You got it running.
How are we getting it out there?
The same way I got it home. Like I said, I don't know anything about outboards, but I do know about motorcycles.
Raji wishes that he could come out with us. Where are you going? Oh my gosh, look at that sexy hunk of a man. Wow. Yeah, baby. Shit!
Forgot to put the kickstand down.
Oh my god.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. There's nothing to fear.
A strong man. That is how it's done. Bilbo.
Not Bilbo.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Bilbo. Are you sure about this, Josh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've never done it with a passenger, but I mean, you don't weigh that much, do you?
150 pounds.
150 pounds?
I am strong.
Well, let's hope this Goldwing's rear suspension is as strong as it needs to be.
As my forearms?
Yeah.
I hope so too.
What's the worst that could happen? All right, let's see if we've got trailer lights. Yeah, come on. Never a doubt in my mind. It is officially time for the maiden voyage of SS Coochie-Coon, aka El Conca Dolce, and we still got a third name waiting. Now, I don't know what you guys have more faith in, Chloe's boat motor skills not getting us stranded, or if you have more faith in the Bangkok bagger being able to pull and launch a 14-foot John boat with a 30 horsepower motor on it.
Bets are on.
Yeah, leave your vote in the comments down below, and fingers crossed it's double or nothing. Personally, I don't think it's a big deal at all. I mean, how much could this boat possibly weigh? The Goldwing already weighs about 1,000 pounds, so what's the big deal? In the great wide world, I cannot imagine that I'm the very first person to do this. Get your cooter on the scooter. Let's rock and roll, baby. Yeah, go ahead and just hike that up. There you go. Well, you're in the Mormon glide. We're not going to be able to get up close and personal. Whether you're towing a 40-foot boat or a 14-foot boat with a F-350 or a Honda Goldwing, there's only one first stop when you're going out on a boat in Florida, and that's Publix. George Jenkins himself will rise from the grave and literally lay a pirate curse on anybody who hits the high seas without a pub sub on the boat.
Well, we made it to Publix.
Hit him with the DDT and load that thing
What did we have in here last time? Pickles?
Yeah, does it still smell?
I just see pickle juice apparently.
Full steam ahead, baby. I don't know if this is 100% legal, but I don't think it's 100% illegal. Nobody told me I couldn't. Plus, Lizzy has the truck today, and Chloe Cox worked so hard getting that boat motor fixed up and running. I think it'd just be a shame if I didn't take her out on it, and she loves riding the motorcycle anyway. It's a win-win-win, as long as the fuzz doesn't get involved. Uh-oh, it's the fuzz. Oh, he waved at me. Yes, sir. Nothing to see here, sir. Just a member of the Law-Abiding Citizens Club out for a little ride on my scooter. He waved. That's a practically an endorsement, okay? Shade Tree Surgeon Boating Adventures, as endorsed by Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Ain't exactly setting the quarter-mile on fire with the boat back there. Me in the pilot's seat and Chloe on the passenger seat. I'm 300 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, and Chloe's built to last herself, although she's mainly muscle. But we're proceeding. We're keeping a good clip. I don't want to go faster than the brakes anyway, and that's not very fast with all this weight on here. Not to mention some wet roads. All right, we're almost to the boat ramp without major incident, we'll say, which is not surprising to me. You know, I pulled it way farther than to the boat ramp, so I thought it was going to do fine. My first time with a passenger, of course, but I wasn't worried. The Bangkok Bagger can handle it. Now, something I'm less sure about is whether it can actually launch it and back it into the water. Now, I can't see why there'd be a problem with that either, but I'll be honest with you, I usually can never see why there'd be a problem with anything I do. Oh, we made it. No, it's not in the water yet, but we're here. Yeah, dude, I think it's going to be a perfect day on the water. But I always think everything's going to be okay, so.
My only worry is that the backup motor is going to have enough ass to do it.
All right, let's see how he does it. Skill. Yeah, back that ass up, baby.
Okay, I think I can turn reverse off now. We got enough of a decline.
So good. You are.
Let's just hope that this decline doesn't work against us.
Take your bike in.
Yeah, take the whole motorcycle in the water.
You have too much pressure.
Let's go ahead and play it safe and leave it in gear for this.
That's a good idea.
Look like we're floating yet?
We're gargling. Like, the multitasking here is ridiculous.
It's because they're going to take the damn ratchet straps off. Oh, that was dumb.
That
That's the dumbest thing I've ever done.
that makes sense.
Smartest either.
Amazing. Yeah.
The open water. Oh, whoa. Yeah, I know what that means. I have few complaints. Hey, listen, you can't be demonetized if you're supposed to. It's a bathing suit. You're allowed to wear a bathing suit on the water, so chill out, YouTube. It just feels crazy to be on a $1,000 boat right now that I bought in Miami under suspect circumstances. I mean, the guy was awesome, dude. Just a 4'11" half Japanese, half Mexican biker who I got along with great. It's part of why I got such a great deal on the boat. But the fact that I'm out here now on a $1,000 boat, floating, moving forward under its own power. I haven't seen if it got on a plane yet. Listen up, baby. Girls love a boat, especially when they fix it themselves. Get you a girl who can look good on the bow and fix the boat up, okay? Being on a $1,000 boat and this is your view, I'm gonna say life ain't bad, all right? But if you've been watching my channel for the past 15 years, you'll know that I've never said that life is bad. I'd be a liar if I did. Well, we had an awesome day on the water planned, and Chloe even got super, not dressed up, but we'll say dressed down for it. Unfortunately, we're still working some kinks out with that Honda 30 back there. I'm not even gonna say it's Chloe's fault. She did a full service on the engine, but as she tells me, you never know how they're gonna actually perform until you put them under load in the water. And we're moving, but I don't think that we're not getting past 4,000 RPM. There's obviously an issue. So instead of being dangerous and just going for it anyway, we're gonna head back. It's all right. hey, we got to enjoy the water a little bit.
So, we jiggling or?
What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the one, the only, the bountiful, Thick Lizzy, as in Thick Lizzy Official has blessed us with her presence and her presence.
It's almost the holiday.
When Thick Lizzy comes bouncing into town, it's always a celebration around here. And there's a video that we do every single time we get together. I don't like to repeat myself a lot unless it's something I really, really like doing and like seeing. I'm calling out Doodle on a motorcycle right now because this was her first introduction to Thick Lizzy. We'll see if anybody sends her this and she confirms that in the comments, but let's commence to jiggling. It's like the wave pool. It's already started.
Fucking cowbell. Is that the alarm going on?
Why would we not give you guys what you want? And if you don't want this, I don't care if you're game trade or something in between. Everybody wants this. Busted. All right, y'all, just taking a very short, I promise, very short break from your regularly scheduled Shade Tree Surgeon content of butts, boobs, bikes, boats, blunts, and everything I can slip in between. I would be remiss if I didn't mention to you guys, in addition to this V-Rod that we're giving away as donated by the one and only Bucket Hat Brown, my man Toxicarius donated this 2016 Dyna 103 Street Bob that we're giving away, and there's less than a week to grab a raffle ticket for that. We're pulling it on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. That would be Black Friday, and two perfect bikes for it. As always, 100% of every single raffle ticket goes directly to Forgotten Angels, and right now we are in the final stretch, the home stretch of hopefully making the Kira Adderley House for Women happen. This is going to be a home, the one right behind me in fact, that is going to house 18 to 22 young teenage women who have aged out of the foster care system, some of whom have children of their own. This is to break the cycle. These are people who have been homeless, been made homeless. People like Kira Adderley, who the house is named after, who very tragically lost her life after a family member murdered her because we didn't have a place for her to be safe. We'll be pulling two winners. The first winner gets to decide which one of these motorcycles he wants, in addition to a trip down to Florida. We'll go out fishing, we'll go out riding, we'll have an amazing time. If you want to try to ride at home, brother, knock yourself out. Stranger things have happened than riding a V-Rod across the country. Of course, the first winner picks the second winner's bike too, because whatever he doesn't pick, the second phone call, that's what they're getting. That link's down below. Like I said, less than a week left, just a few days left. Black Friday, we're pulling those winners. Be a bad person doing good things. Now, let's get back to something a little more exciting. You could not ruin my shot if you try, girl. Good morning. So after that vulgar display of power, me and the Thunderclap over here are actually gonna go grab a beer. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna be able to show on YouTube, but Thick Lizzy Official on Instagram and TikTok if you wanna see the uncut version. Now I think that here on this channel, we've made cowboy hats and Goldwings go together like peas and carrots, but you might be saying that Thick Lizzy doesn't look like she belongs on this bike, and I'll tell you this right now, if you're following her on Instagram and her roommate, they're usually bopping around Daytona on a hardtail chopper. I'll tell you this about Thick Lizzy and her roommate, they're both similarly blessed, endowed, equipped. When those two girls head out on the chopper and commence to jiggling up top, baby, Daytona shakes. Oh, damn it. Yep, they're closed. I was gonna buy you a present. It's a home for spoiled women. All right, well, let's go. We'll get a beer somewhere else. Well, gang, it is an absolutely gorgeous day, and Chloe Cox has been putting in work riding that little XR150 of David's every single day. David went and took it back today. I can't blame him. It is his bike after all. There's not a cloud in the sky, and I can't blame Chloe Cox for wanting to ride. In fact, what's that over there? That looks like a new Dyna that's going to be given away, and we'll ride that in a little bit. But first, let's get Chloe something she can actually ride. David came and got his XR. He's got a little bit of road rash on on his butt, but these XR seats are skinny enough that he can avoid it and still get a couple miles in on 2 wheels after his wreck. He's doing much better, and so is Cindy, by the way, though her broken bones are still healing up. So since somebody owns one of these, and I was drunk when I called the winner, I forget which one, I better get this white XR running again too in case he wants this one, but definitely for today so Chloe can practice riding. I needed to order a special tool for this thing right here, and Joe taught me a poor boy method, but said it's only for extreme circumstances. Luckily, Buddy Bezos had this tool available for next day delivery. And seeing as it's Buddy Bezos, it really doesn't feel like it's fitting in there like it should. Completely unsurprisingly. It's gonna need just a little bit of persuasion. There we go. Made of the very best Chinesium. Let's see how hard this sucker is to break loose. Looks like I'm gonna have to use the big boy on it, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this off without it. There we go. Oh, drama free once you have the correct tool. All right, now let's see if this clutch pack comes off with the same lack of drama. That would be nice. There we go. Not bad. And out comes the smoked clutch pack. Got my new clutch pack soaking in oil. Let's see if it fits in. This is an off-brand, but everything about this bike is off-brand. I mean, it is a Honda, and it's not even assembled in Thailand. It's actually assembled in Mexico. So it was actually assembled here in the Americas, believe it or not. One of these was in this. We had 4 in here and 1 outside like that. 4 in here, 1 out here. Alright, the internet says this is about 59 foot-pounds, and it didn't have any on there before, but I really can't see any reason why I wouldn't put a little bit of blue raspberry on this. It is a clutch hub after all, and it's not even reverse thread, and I know this ain't making a ton of horsepower, but I don't know, blue raspberry Loctite never hurt anything though, especially not something like sturdy like an output shaft like this. Well, let's slap this sucker back together and see if we got a clutch that works. And I forgot that these hold on the clutch cable bracket. Now, a job worth doing right is worth doing twice, right? Right, that's what we'll go with. Slap some oil in this sucker, adjust the clutch, and see what we got. 1,000 cc's of the good old Kirkland Special ought to do. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to check these with the dipstick screwed in. I think you just set it on top of the threads. I believe that's a Honda thing. So I'm just gonna put a little more in just to be safe. I believe that's what Joe the Mountain Jedi said, is that Hondas you actually check on top of the threads, and I know this one's supposed to be checked with the bike standing straight up, not on the center stand. On top of the threads, we're good. And if we're not on top of the threads and we're screwed all the way in, like just ever so slightly overfilled, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we're good. Well, that didn't last long. Back up she goes. I just put that all in there, so I'm gonna save it in a clean vessel and reuse it. Did I put something back together horribly wrong? What was that I was saying about any job worth doing is worth doing twice? I guess it's 1 for practice and twice to become an expert, right? Right. Let's try this again. Alright, recap. So for some reason when I put in the new clutch pack, it wasn't allowing the clutch to release. I don't know why. Everything was put in right as I know it, unless there's something weird about the XR150s I don't know about. So I was kind of flabbergasted as to why I could pull in the clutch. I felt like I had a clutch, I could feel it pull it in, but the clutch plates and the clutch fibers were not separating, so it was just basically staying connected. You put it in gear, it'd stall immediately. You could not disconnect the engine from the chain and the wheel with the clutch. Took it back apart to see what was going on. Looked looked like everything was fine. So what it eventually ended up doing, as I drip oil everywhere, is these are the fibers that were burnt up. So I just took these out of the OEM Honda clutch hub, and then I put the new fibers off of this Chinesium clutch hub, and I took those new fibers, put them on the OEM Honda one, and put that back in, and now it works fine. I visually inspected both of these and felt the springs, and these two clutch hubs look and feel and smell and even taste identical. So I don't know what the difference was, but apparently there was one somewhere, because the OEM Honda one works fine with the new fibers, and the Chinesium Buddy Bezos special doesn't work at all. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I'm just happy the bike runs and rides again. Time for ride before the sun goes down, which is distressingly early these days. So it's just cold, so just give it a little gas. So not too much. All right, try ride it now. The fuel injection on this is going to be just a little bit easier. She's already doing much better, starting with a lot more confidence. That was part of her issue before, is she wasn't taking off very quickly, and all of a sudden I'd be a couple blocks away from her and realize she hadn't pulled away yet. The giveaway Dyna for my man Toxicarius, big ups to him, does not have any mirrors. We'll throw some on there. Normally I don't care about mirrors, but you know, when I'm riding with Chloe Cox, I want to keep an eye on her in my rear view and make sure she's all right. And I assume whoever wins this thing, you're probably going to want mirrors too. Got our matching Odin hoodies on, baby. Odin gloves, Odin hoodies. It's officially hoodie weather here in the Wang. At least for this week it is. Frickin' so many of them, dude. If you've never heard one of these things, they make a sound like a dinosaur when they're pissed. Good morning. I feel bad saying it was getting chilly last night while we were out riding, because I know all my boys up there in the PNW right now, which will be back out soon. We got ice cream paint job dropping soon with sessions out there. Make sure you ask your local bud tender about it and make sure they order it on LeafLink. But I feel super bad saying it was even a little bit cold here, because 55 degrees ain't cold. But we parked the bikes anyway, and it's the next day, and it's 72 degrees now, and I'm definitely not complaining about that. All right, team, I hope you're ready for the comparison that literally nobody has ever asked for or wanted or thought about, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I just like riding motorcycles. It's going to be V-Rod versus Dyna. New school Porsche design, liquid cooling versus old school, even though this is a much newer motorcycle than that is. It's pretty crazy to think that the tech on that is so advanced compared to this one, but hey man, that's the way Harley does business. Let's go ahead and ride the Dyna first. This is a 2016 Street Bob. It's got a 103 twin cam, 30,000 miles. T-bars, fairing, ready for all your California dreaming. Boy, this thing scoots all right. So I want to ride the Dyna first because I know that V-Rod makes a ton of power and I want to be able to enjoy this big old beefy 103 twin cam before I hop on the V-Rod and go, oh, damn, I guess this isn't as fast as I thought. Oh, I like it though. We love it or hate it. It is undeniable. A Dyna with a step-up seat, some mid-controls and T-bars, and a big inch V twin. It just feels good. There's a reason that you see this combo everywhere. It works. The whole club style motorcycle, man, that's something that started with the FXR before people were doing it with the Dyna. And of course, when the FXR went the way of the Dodo, or I guess in this case, we should say when the FXR went the way of the V-Rod, well, the Dyna was it, man. Now we look at it, we think it looks cool, but at the time, doing this little fairing, the T-bars, this fairing came around because of the T-Sport convertible, but this wasn't exactly seen as like a good looking bike. And a lot of people still hate it. In fact, I counted myself among them for a while. It's grown on me though, especially after riding one around, because it's nothing if not super fun in a very practical way. So the lore behind club style, if you want to believe it or not, is that people were building bikes, people in clubs, to run from the cops. And so they wanted to build a Harley Davidson that could split lanes, run from the cops, be nimble, put these T-bars on it that are narrow but still just have a ton of leverage. Hop up the motor, put yourself a little fairing on it. You're up high, you're skinny, you can hop curbs, you can pop wheelies, you can split lanes. It's the perfect getaway vehicle if you're up to some nefarious deeds. And like everything outlaw, that eventually made its way into just the zeitgeist of what's cool. I'm not judging it, I'm just saying how it happens. And I'm not exactly immune from that either. I used to not like him. I thought it was kind of a dumb look until I put some miles on a bike with T-bars, and all of a sudden I said, I can admit I was wrong, because it's awesome. Just something about sitting up high like this with the mid controls, with the T-bars almost in line with your shoulders. It gives you such just this sense of mastery and control over the motorcycle that, you know, ape hangers or bunny ears or almost any other motorcycle handlebar just does not give you that feeling. I dig it, man. I dig it. And I don't know how I'm going to compare it to the V-Rod, because they are two very, very different motorcycles. The twin cam versus the toilet head. I guess all the new Milwaukee 8s are now toilet heads, so that doesn't quite work as an insult anymore. It's just insane to think that this is so old school compared to a bike that's much older than it and was designed way before it. The V-Rod came out all the way back in the early 2000s. I think the first one out was in 2000 or 2001. Of course, that's when the twin cam Dyna came out too, even though the frame dates all the way back to the early 90s. And of course, the frame on the Dyna was just kind of a dumbed down FXR frame. That's neither here nor there. You know, it might not be as good as an FXR frame right off the factory floor, but I'll tell you this, you can put anything you want on one of these bikes to make it as good or even much better than any FXR out there. You can get the third motor mount, you can stabilize it, you can put Olean suspension on it, you can do everything and in between to these motorcycles. Like, there's no more that FXRs are so much better than Dynas, and while I personally do prefer FXRs, it's a ridiculous statement to say that you can't make a Dyna as good or better than an FXR when it comes to handling. Yeah, people talk about the death wobble. Well, guess what? If you got an FXR with shoddy neck bearings and slapped out motor mounts, you're gonna get a death wobble on that too. I don't know. What are y'all thinking? We're pulling two winners. Someone's winning this Dyna and someone's winning the V-Rod. Now, whoever's name gets pulled first, you get to pick for both of y'all, with 100% of the proceeds going to Forgotten Angels, of course, to finance the Kira Adderley House for Women. But I'm just asking you right now, is it the Dyna? Do you take your mashed potatoes lumpy with the skin still in them? Air-cooled and low-tech, the Dyna, well, I guess they don't make the Dyna anymore either. So I guess the Dyna has also gone the way of the V-Rod and the FXR. Now it's so easy to just go like, oh yeah, the Softail is just a new Dyna, but it's not. This thing freaking rips, man. It's not gonna be as fast as the V-Rod, but it does rip. So before I hop on the V-Rod, you let me know in the comments right now. If I pick the winning ticket and it's got your phone number on it, we call you first. Are you picking the Dyna? You gonna be a Dyna bro? You going club style? Bearings, T-bars, leather pros. Baby, you can live out your West Coast fantasies. Not to mention that, this motorcycle, donated by my good man Toxicarius, this motorcycle comes with a 2-year warranty. Yeah, that's right, transferable. This Dyna has a 2-year bumper-to-bumper, well, fender-to-fender warranty on it to whoever wins it. Maybe that doesn't matter to you. Maybe you're a different breed. Maybe you don't like lumpy skin-on mashed potatoes. I was hoping before I pulled up I would just have like a good potato analogy, like, but I'm kind of missing the mark here. I'm like, potatoes au gratin, pierogies, some more refined potato than lumpy mashed potatoes. We'll just say that, okay? I think I missed the mark, boys. I think I messed up. This should have been rough cut hash browns, and that should have been smooth mashed potatoes. Anyway, let's see how the V-Rod stacks up against the Dyna. If the Dyna Street Bob is a club wielded by a barbarian in the not too distant post-apocalyptic future, then the V-Rod is red barchetta. Or should we call it black barchetta? the V-Rod is lost technology from another time and place. An ancient weapon of war compared to the Dyna. Like some sort of lost super weapon found in a rusty old silo in the middle of Nebraska. Bringing a weapon so weary and ancient and powerful to bear in a time of barbarians, air-cooled V-twins. A man with such a weapon might not stay a man for long. A man with a weapon such as this could become a god. Fire from on high! Woohoo! Damn, dude. Just call me Prometheus, baby. Power to the people. How did Harley-Davidson make this bike in the year 2000? That is just why. This isn't a year 2000, but I'm just saying, the fact that they came out with this engine and this platform way back then is nothing short of insane. Harley has a habit of being ahead of their time, and way ahead of their time, as in so far ahead of their time that they never really could make the V-Rod work, and it's such a shame because it is a phenomenal machine. It's just insane, to me at least. It's insane that you've got this bike whose technology is pushing 30 years, made by a company in conjunction with Porsche, of course, but made by a company who's best known for staying in the past and making the same motorcycle over and over again. But this bike, if this bike came out basically unchanged as a 2025 model, it would still be competitive with modern motorcycles. In that regard, the V-Rod really reminds me of like, oh hell yeah. It reminds me of bikes like the Honda Magna, the V65 Sabre, things like that back in the day that were just really pushing the envelope and were so far ahead of their time that their time just never came. It's both amazing and slightly sad that the V-Rod exists because it shows you what a company like Harley-Davidson is actually capable of when they want to do it. And it also shows you what they're capable of when they don't know how to promote it or sell it. But at the end of the day, you can't make people buy something just because it's good. They're going to buy what they want, not what's good. If you always remember that, you'll be one step ahead of the curve. I'm just glad there's still a few of these ancient weapons kicking around, and somebody's going to win this one. So now that you've lived vicariously through my GoPro, which is it going to be? Have you bought your ticket to support Forgotten Angels yet? Have you gotten your chance at the West Coast Fantasy or the Ancient Weapon of War? Which one would you pick, the V-Rod or the Dyna? It's a matchup that I really like when it comes to giving away 2 motorcycles to support Forgotten Angels. Huge thanks to my man Bucket Hat Brown. Love you, brother. He donated this V-Rod to support Forgotten Angels and the Kira Adderley House for Women to make that happen. And all of y'all who are buying raffle tickets for a chance at these 2 bikes, y'all are making it happen too. So let me know down below, if I pull that ticket that's got your phone number on it, I give you a call Friday night. Is it going to be V-Rod or is it going to be Dyna?
Less than 5 days, Black Friday. Someone, well, 2 someones are winning 2 different bikes. Either the Dyna, not the Green Goblin, or the V-Rod. Winning bikes, giving away bikes, this stuff is always exciting, but let's not forget why we're doing this. We're doing this to benefit Forgotten Angels. We're doing this to help people who have less than we do. We're doing this because we are bad people doing good things, and together we can actually change the world. If you're gonna grab a ticket, now is the time to do it. That link is down below. We'll be pulling some special prizes Wednesday night as well on a live stream, so we'll see y'all there. Huge thanks to my man Buck Brown. Huge thanks to Toxicarius. And special shout out to my man Sugar Tree J. Had to change my hat to the Sessions lid over here. We've got new products coming out in conjunction with Sessions in Oregon. Make sure you look for them in your local dispos, and if you don't see Sessions on the shelf, make sure to ask your bud tender to order it on LeafLink. Sessions isn't just a partner with myself, Shaylisi, and Brapstar. It's also a gigantic supporter of Forgotten Angels. So not only can you be a bad person doing good things, but you can do bad things. Well, let's not call them bad. It is 100% legal in Oregon. Anyway, what I'm saying is roll yourself up a big old hog leg of Sessions Green, or crack yourself a beer, or just raw dog life if that's your style. I don't care. But I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll see you on the live stream, and I appreciate every single one of you for helping us make the world just a little bit of a better place. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry.
panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade Tree Army! Shade Tree Army! Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree Army! Shade Tree Army! They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high.
Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.